Yeah, you got something going at the, I think your October Sky Festival there, right?
Yeah, we'll be up there again. I
heard them talking about it today. They had,
was you up there?
oh, I just in the office. I realized advertising.
Well, no, I've got a, because a bill was, the bill called up. We thought one of them got paid and it did. So, this next Friday, for instance, we will bid off the sky.
Okay.
Yeah, we got it. And you get ready. Enough where you take it. A boss man saying you're on time. You go, oh,
Sorry. They ran it, you get the wires. I'm gonna picture it with I made up. When you look at it. It's 4 shows already.
6 o'clock. What's the princess what was
Kingston City Council meeting called to order. If everyone stand up, have standard education, Council White. Pledge.
Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for this opportunity to gather together. We thank you for the opportunity to have this council debate and decide the issues that are important to the city of Kingston. We pray the blessings upon them, and we pray for those who are in harm's way and have been in harm's way in both Houston and Mexico, Florida, and other states. Guide us as we do your work. For Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, you call,
Councilman Brown. Vice Mayor Childs.
Present.
Councilmember Humphries. Councilmember Thompson.
Present.
Councilmember White.
Here.
Councilmember Wright.
Present.
Councilmember Brown.
Here, present. This time, have approval of the previous minutes.
I'll make a motion.
Second by Councilman White. This time we set aside time for citizen comment. You got a roll. I told you I'd have some help in this. Have clerk call the roll.
Councilmember Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Childs.
Yes.
Councilmember Humphries. Councilmember Stockton.
Yes.
Councilmember White.
Yes.
Councilmember Wright.
Yes.
Anybody on council have anything? Citizen comments, persons to appear before council. Anyone here that has anything that they want to bring to us? Boards. Does anybody on the council have anything that they'd like to bring up?
I can briefly give you a report on the Park and Rec. We just had a Runner Fest, first year, was successful. Had a lot of good music. I think that everyone enjoyed it, but we're also getting feedback from the community to get ideas for next year, looking at doing some kid-friendly activities. We also have the Street Fest, which I think Vice Mayor Childs might be able to give more information on, but it is October 28th, 10 to 10. Just want to make everybody aware of that. And then reporting for the beautification committee. We will also be having a sign-up sheet that will be at the Street Fest for a cleanup on the 4th of November. We're doing a litter pickup that we'll try to get the community involved in, and we figured that would be a good time to see if we can get some community involvement from the Street Fest. That's all I have.
Thank you. Anyone else? On the Street Fest, we've been working with Rick and everybody in Kingston. We're trying to make it a City of Kingston thing. Because they wasn't gonna have the country fair this year, we're gonna combine it with the Street Fest. It will have vendors set up just like it used to be years ago. Then we'll have food trucks. We're gonna have different kinds of music, leading gospel, bluegrass to classic rock in the afternoon. On the library, I'll give you a little bit on it. We had donation for $1,000 to the children's programs that we did last week. It'll go towards different things that the kids have. City manager report.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Just a few things in addition to what's on my report, my written report. As a reminder, still a lot of details being worked out, but we will be hosting an event for Henry Day, which I'm sure you've all heard about by now. That's going to be on October 2nd. Again, we don't have the plans finalized, but we're tentatively scheduled to have an event in the fort from 2:30 to 3:30. Don't really know what that's going to entail yet. It will be free. It will be open to the public. Those are the two stipulations that we had. Have a meeting scheduled later this week to work on that, and I'll update you, but want to make sure you all remember that, so you keep that on your calendars. We are waiting on final approval for Porter Park. As you probably know by now, April Johnson with TDEC conducted her final inspection. She is in the process of finalizing her report. We hope to have that in hand probably in the next week or so. Once we get it, then we can start the process of closing out the project. Also, we've talked, several people have been asking about a dedication, some sort of event to kick off the park. And as I told them, we're planning to do something in spring, right in April, and really try to make a big community-wide event out of it. So we'll be reporting more on that as it gets a little closer. As Councilmember Stockton mentioned a minute ago, we did have our Muir Fest, the first annual one on Saturday. I feel like it was definitely a success. Obviously, we had a lot we were competing with, UT football included. But we do think we got somewhere in excess of 300 people, and everybody seemed to have a really good time, good music, and I think we have something really solid to build on. So we're going to meet probably the next week, start brainstorming on where we can improve, what went well, what might need a little fine tuning. So we'll be doing that, but I can't say enough good things. It really was a team effort to pull this off, and certainly thankful for everybody who worked so hard to make that happen. Gentlemen sitting here, I want to especially thank you, Willett, Rome County News, for all their support leading up to the event. So again, just a really good first effort, I think, and something hopefully that we can build on and make a better event next year. So looking forward to doing that. You may notice in the parking lot, I think it's even showing up online now, that we do have an official e-commerce custody exchange sign in the parking lot. That's a safe zone. Councilman Brown brought this up some time back. We've had some problems, usually long problems getting the sign made, but that is a safe, secure, lit, on-camera location that citizens can use, and we encourage them to take advantage of that to conduct their business. That's front and center in our parking lot. And we actually, because of the delay, we have a second sign. So we don't have a second location yet, but if we come up with one, we can do another. The fire department, they're having their haunted house this year. It's coming back this year. It's going to be called Sinister Point. It'll be running from October the 26th to the 31st at Bird Field. I'm told they're currently looking for donations for props and for volunteers. So if anyone wants to be involved in that, certainly contact the fire department. If they have clowns or mimes, I will not be going in, but I'll leave that up to you guys. So Speaking of the fire department, they'll be holding a car wash on September 23rd, weather permitting, start at 9 o'clock that morning. The purpose being to raise money for their special operations team they've established, which includes the dive rescue team and the wildland firefighting team. So we'll be raising money for some equipment and things for them. So I encourage everybody to come out and support that. And that's all I have, unless you have any questions.
Alright. Next, addition to the items, to the meeting agenda received after close of agenda deadline, and then consent of all members present. We wouldn't have the, that doesn't come up on the report, right? Next, we have the second reading of ordinance number 07-08-8-1, amending section 11-503 of the zoning ordinance of the City of Kingston, Tennessee.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Wright, approved by Councilman Stock. Madam Clerk, call roll.
Councilmember Brown,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Childs,
Yes.
Councilmember Humphries. Yes. Councilmember Stockton,
Yes.
Councilmember White,
Yes.
Councilmember Wright. Yes. 6 ayes.
Any discussion on it? Next, we have new business. Adopt resolution 17-9-12-1, authorizing the City of Kingston, Tennessee to apply for the FY 2018 Transportation Alternative Funds. That's a motion. So moved.
Second.
Motion by Councilman White, second by Councilman Stock. Call the roll.
Councilmember Brown,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Childs,
Yes.
Councilmember Humphries. Councilmember Stockton,
Yes.
Councilmember White,
Yes.
Councilmember Wright. Yes. 6 ayes.
Any discussion on it? Next, first reading of ordinance number 17-9-12-1, amending the zoning ordinance of the City of Kingston, Tennessee by defining, regulating electronic message board signs. Do I have a motion? Second. Motion by Councilman Stock, second by Councilman White. Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Councilmember Brown,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Childs,
Yes.
Councilmember Humphries. Yes. Councilmember Stockton,
Yes.
Councilmember White,
Yes.
Councilmember Wright. Yes. 6 ayes.
Next, first reading of ordinance number 17-9-12-2, adopting and enacting the comprehensive codification and revision of the personnel rules and regulations of the City of Kingston. Do I have a motion? So moved. Motion by Councilman White, and second by Councilman Humphries. Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Councilmember Brown,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Childs,
Yes.
Councilmember Humphries. Yes. Councilmember Stockton,
Yes.
Councilmember White,
Yes.
Councilmember Wright. Yes. 6 ayes.
Any discussion? Next, we have the first reading of ordinance number 17-9-12-3 to repeal the ordinance establishing the Personnel Advisory Board and to abolish the existing Personnel Advisory Board of the City of Kingston. Do you have a motion?
I'll make that motion. Second.
Motion by Councilman Humphrey, second by Councilman Wright. Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Councilmember Brown,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Childs,
Yes.
Councilmember Humphries. Yes. Councilmember Stockton,
Yes.
Councilmember White,
Yes.
Councilmember Wright. Yes. 6 ayes.
Any discussion? Next, we have adopt joint resolution number 17-9-12-2 honoring Jim Henry for his dedication to the residents of Rome County in Tennessee. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Councilman Wright, second by Councilman Stockton. Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Councilmember Brown,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Childs,
Yes.
Councilmember Humphries,
Yes.
Councilmember Stockton,
Yes.
Councilmember White,
Yes.
Councilmember Wright. Yes. 6 ayes.
Any discussion on that?
I was just gonna add, our plan, I think, is to formally present and read that resolution on that day, so we need to be here.
He'll be moving around everywhere that day, correct? And he'll,
I believe, I think
I understand that
I
he'll
think
be here at a certain time.
maybe 4 events throughout the day, so, the only one we're hosting is the one at the fort, and we'll be publicizing that, probably invite people, but anybody you know, invite. It's like I said, ours will be, I can't speak to the other events, but ours will be free. For the public, so.
Anyone else? Next, we have approval to seek bids to replace the Kingston Community Center sign.
I'll make a motion.
Say, motion made by Councilman Stockton, second by Councilman White. Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Councilmember Brown,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Childs,
Yes.
Councilmember Humphries,
Yes.
Councilmember Stockton,
Yes.
Councilmember White,
Yes.
Councilmember Wright.
Yes.
6 ayes.
Any discussion on this item? Next, appointment of Hugh Willett to the Historic Zoning Commission to complete the term of Paula Masters. Got a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Wright, second by Councilman Stockton. Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Councilmember Brown,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Childs,
Yes.
Councilmember Humphries,
Yes.
Councilmember Stockton,
Yes.
Councilmember White,
Yes.
Councilmember Wright.
Yes.
6 ayes.
Any discussion on that?
Thank you. I'll do my best job I can.
All right, next we have appointment of 2 citizens to fill the vacancy of beautification committee. Some,
I'm sorry. I was just gonna say, I'd like to make a motion. After,
we, only 2 of them showed up.
yeah, I was gonna say, after the
Would we bring
recommend,
them up now, or would it be?
Yeah, I think she's in the process of making a motion, I guess.
yeah, after having our workshop on Tuesday night, we invited all the applicants, to the beautification committee and asked them to speak on, what ideas or interests or concerns. 2 of the 4 were able to make it, so the recommendation of the committee was to nominate the 2. So I'd like to make a motion, to nominate, Jason Brown and Glenda Johnson, as the 2, to fill the vacancies on the beautification committee, to appoint.
I'll second.
Okay. For everybody's information, a lot of this stuff on here, if you think we're just running through, we brought it at the work session before this. That's why we're able to go through it.
Since we have 2 of those people here, I would yield the floor to either one of them to address the council if they would like. For about a minute apiece.
30 seconds.
Thank you.
Does everybody know who all of them, both of them are?
Should be.
Please stand up and let them see you. Jason.
Jason's not
Okay, that's what my last one, I didn't know. If you can read the motion,
I second.
1 second. My clerk, call the roll.
Councilmember Brown,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Childs,
Yes.
Councilmember Humphries,
Yes.
Councilmember Stockton,
Yes.
Councilmember White,
Yes.
Councilmember White.
Yes.
6 ayes.
All right, this time that'll be the end of the regular meetings, we'll move right on into the beer board. Not very- Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Member Brown,
Present.
Member Charles. Member Hudson. Here. Member Cox.
Present.
Member White.
Present.
Member White.
Have a motion for the, approve the, minutes from the previous.
Make a motion. I'll second.
Councilman Stockton, make a motion, Councilman Wright, second. Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Member Brown,
Yes.
Member Charles.
Yes.
Member Humphries. Yes. Member Cox.
Yes.
Member White.
Yes.
Member Wright.
Yes.
6 ayes.
This time we'll set aside time for citizen comment. If anyone wants to, come before the beer board. At this time we'll have the,
That was a typo.
yeah,
I'm not sure why that was on there, but I will take just a second to explain. As you notice, we do have, first one in a while, we do have an item of new business on the board agenda. You should find in front of you copies of that application. I apologize, those did go out in your packets. We had a technical problem. Weren't able to get those printed off out of email until after the packets went out, but you should all have a copy of that in front of you. Just want to explain that.
if there's anyone here tonight.
No, of course, Chief Washington has, he has a report to do that, but I don't think that they could not make it. They had something come up last minute, so they couldn't be here, but Chief Washington does have a report.
Okay, Chief Washington, if you want.
It will be short and sweet. With a beer application, it is clear and clean. With an applicant and the location. It's good to go.
David, I know you've been talking with him. You want to tell a little bit about what this is, or?
Sure, this, and again, they apologize, they couldn't be here, like I said, had a last minute, personal conflict come up, but, the business, and we've worked extensively, with these folks, getting to know them, trying to recruit them to Kingston. The business that's going in, their company is called Monkey Town Brewing Company. It's a restaurant, and brewing company in Dayton. They also have, they have a second establishment at Uchi Marina, and they are very excited, have been about coming to Kingston. Their name, as you can see in here, the name that they will be operating under for the Kingston location is Old Capitol Public House. They wanted something that was as something historic, just like obviously Monkey Town in Dayton. So we think they picked a really unique name, but I've spent a lot of time with these people both here and at their establishment in Dayton, getting to know them a little bit, seeing their operation, first class all the way. Their food, everything's outstanding. Alan Garrison, who owns it, is a native of Ray County. He moved away, worked, ran a yacht club in the Hamptons for several years, and came back home and has opened this business with his son. And it's his wife, their daughter, everybody's involved. It's a real family operation, and I think going to be a really nice addition to the city of Kingston. So we're excited about it.
If anyone doesn't know, that's the old Gloria Jeans.
Yeah.
Sorry, what Gloria Jeans. Anyone on council have anything?
Just a technicality, is this a corporation? They've got check corporation, but then it says that for doing business, that list of corporations, and these other two, they left blank for the manager.
My understanding that the corporation is Monkey Town Brewing Company. And
Corporation.
and then the corporation, I'm reading what you're reading, they can take an assumed name.
So I mean, So these two people, I'm assuming, are the corporation, are they gonna be the managers?
They will
They
provide.
left out the place where it says the managers over there on the other side.
Yeah, their plan is to run it themselves until they get somebody in that they get to know and they trust, and then, eventually hire preferably a local person, as manager, but they'll be running it until they're
I guess at this time we'll, make a motion to, on the, beer permit,
I'll make the motion to approve the permit.
motion by Councilman Rutt, and second.
Second.
Second for Councilman Brown. Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Member Brown,
Yes.
Member Charles,
Yes.
Member Humphries. No. Member Stockton,
Yes.
Member White,
Yes.
Member Wright.
Yes.
5 ayes, 1 nay.
If nothing else, that will enter, in the Kingston Beer Board meeting, and we'll move right on into the water board meeting. Madam Clerk, call roll.
Member Brown,
Present.
Member Charles,
Present.
Member Humphries, Member Wright.
I'm
Member
present.
Stockton,
Yes, present.
Member White,
Yes.
Member Wright.
Present.
All right. Have a motion for the, approve the previous minutes. So moved.
Second.
Motion by Councilman White, second by Councilman Wright. Why do I take this mixed up now? Call roll.
Member Brown,
Yes.
Member Charles,
Yes.
Member Humphries. Yes. Member Stockton,
Yes.
Member White,
Yes.
Member Wright.
Yes.
All right, this time we set aside, time for citizen comments. Anybody wants to, come before the Kingston Water Board. And we'll move right on into utility director report.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chairman. I have two quick items in addition to my written report. I believe that I sent this out to you in email. If I did, forgive me for being repetitive. But I wanted to bring it up because we talked about in the workshop. I did speak with the comptroller's office about the training requirements that were enacted by the legislature. They did verify to me that their office will be conducting free training, although the times and places have yet to be determined. They stress that board members are certainly more than welcome to take training from other sources, but they will only be absorbing the cost of the training they provide. So, again, have no idea when that will happen or where, but it will be coming. So, hopefully it will be relatively close and convenient. And I'll let you know more as we hear about that. Also, you may notice just something I wanted to point out. It is in my written report, but you notice in the month of August, I think we had about 4.5 inches of rain, so it wasn't real wet, but the wastewater plant, our system had 0 bypasses for the month of August. Obviously, that's not a glamorous or high profile statistic, but it is an important indicator of the quality of our collection system. And it's also a testament to the investment in infrastructure that you guys have made over the last several years. So I always try to point something out like that because that stuff doesn't get the attention it deserves. But it's nice every month when you see that report and there are no bypasses that we have to turn into the state. So very proud of that. And that's all I have unless you have any questions.
Mr. Rowley, go ahead. Go ahead. The position we're advertising, have we filled that yet?
No, not
Is
yet.
is that someone that quit, or is that an addition, or?
It's, well, it's been an additional position that we've had for a while. We didn't fill it because we were getting by with one, we were able to get by with the vacancy but, we just point out where we need to fill it, so.
But this one will have the qualifications that we don't have to go back through and get recertified.
We're hoping, we're certain, we may end up in a position where we have to bring in somebody unlicensed and send them to school, but, we're hoping that's not the
And
case,
Mike is already departed.
unfortunately. But, this will be, this is a, operator at the water treatment plant, and, we advertised it as vacant till filled. So, we've had a lot of applicants, a couple that are realistic, a couple that aren't, or several that aren't, but, again, if you know anyone that might be interested, please encourage them.
Anyone else? Why did you have them?
Oh, yeah, the same thing Tony brought up, I was gonna ask the same question.
New business? We have none. That concludes the Kingston Water Board meeting.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
Put that water plant position on the internet. So we're getting applications from all over the world.
Oh my goodness, they said Maggie's we took them 2-0, Maggie's doing this.
Oh, awesome.
We've had,
Great.
we've had over the last-
Hey, you did this, oh, by the way.
Yeah, he was, he's not super. So I think that's all calmed down. Yeah, I think that's all calmed down, but, we've had those vacancies since Ed and.
Oh, that was on Wednesday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't get to do that. What for the Lord?
Very little.
How you doing?
Yeah, right.
You doing all right?
So, all the other things.
Anyway, yeah, I'm doing the concert for Princess and Ricky McBride.
Hey, David.
So I gotta get that bill paid before they put the other on.
Congratulations.
That's Sandy's little dream there. Before you asked for motions.
Oh, I asked them before the meeting, and they told me to ask them.
No, you didn't listen.
Huh?
Don't say it on us.
I don't know about that.
I think
I'm trying. Hard to say, hard to say.
Oh, you're making it.
Does that new sign before we get to Candy Creek?
The thing is, because
Whoever put that on Wolf just messed it up. About that. We're not doing any work down there. And
No.
that settlement was, that much, all they're gonna do is hold the money for the, homeowners association. They've got to do all the work. Those are not. No, they don't want them county roads.
Otherwise, the county having.
Yeah. Because the bonds that were put up for the roads have to be made to the highway department in the county. And that was before our time, so we won't get anything, and it's probably gonna end up costing somebody. So we don't know if that, and even though they voted to accept the settlement, the homeowners, all the county's gonna do is put it in the bank, and they'll charge them 1 and 1.5% to handle it and write checks to somebody for doing the work.
Whoever that developer was.
No, not who the developer, whoever they hire now, Dudley Evans Incorporated, whoever it is that goes down there and does it. And they don't know if that is enough money to
Those
do it.
roads have never been accepted.
Never, ever. And the part of the lawsuit was that they don't want them to do.
Man, we know what mess they got to do.
Could be the same deal.
Could be.
You find out
No. Because
He had pushed him over. I didn't go on there, but I did quit them, and I went over. Well, you know, they're using this. Round off, pile it up. It's not, still got the gravel, still got tar. Well, they can't keep that up because it gums up. So that- and then you get that.
wears off.
Yeah. You don't have to, y'all don't have to wear a hair. If you go through and-
Say there, Randy.
Definitely don't want to.
What is it? Oh, I ain't never been asked.
Huh?
Asked about what?
I ain't been asked, I've been told. That's my second meeting. You ready? I'm
Ronnie, you cleared up a little bit of that. You know, nobody, how many people showed up for work session?